In an M&A deal, the seller thinks they are selling a business, the buyer thinks they are buying a promise. Imagine you've built a clockwork machine over 10 years. You know every gear. A buyer comes along and says, "I'll give you $10 million for it, but first, you must swear, under penalty of losing that money, that not a single screw is loose, even the ones you haven't looked at in years." That is the world of representations and warranties. You are the founder of a company. You found a buyer. They hand you a 60-page purchase agreement. Section 4 is titled Representations of the Seller. At first it looks easy. It asks you to represent that. You actually own the company shares. Your financial statements are accurate. You aren't being sued by anyone. Then comes the warranty. This is your promise to make the buyer whole if those facts turn out to be false. The buyer's lawyers start digging. They ask about a minor tax dispute from 2019. You'd forgotten about it. If you sign a clean rep saying there are no disputes and that tax issue explodes next year, the buyer can claw back part of your purchase price. You realize that you aren't just selling a company, you are providing an insurance policy for the buyer's investment. This is where you use the shield. You realize you can't promise perfection, so you create a disclosure schedule. Think of this as the fine print. The rep says, "We have no intellectual property disputes." The disclosure schedule says, "Except for that one cease and desist letter from a guy in Ohio we received last Tuesday." By disclosing the flaw, you shift the risk back to the buyer. If they buy the company knowing about the Ohio guy, they can't sue you for it later. You sign the deal. The money hits your account, but you aren't free yet. The reps usually survive for 12 to 24 months. You are looking over your shoulder, waiting for the clock to run out. You have skin in the game long after you've handed over the keys. For a seller, representations and warranties are the process of confession. Representations are the snapshots of the truth. Warranties are the consequences of lying. Disclosures are your get-out-of-jail-free cards. The goal isn't to be perfect, the goal is to be transparent. In the seller's eyes, a good R&W section is one where every skeleton has been pulled out of the closet and shown to the buyer before the check is signed. The goal of a seller is finality. You want to know that when you walk away from the closing table, the money in your bank account is actually yours to keep. You've disclosed your skeletons and you want a clean break. Despite your best efforts, something might go wrong. A year after the sale, a former employee sues the company for something that happened on your watch. Under the indemnification clause, the buyer wants their money back to cover the legal costs. Without protection, you are on the hook for every cent, up to the full purchase price. This is where the safety net tools come in, the basket. Imagine a literal basket. The buyer cannot ask you for money until the total damage exceeds a certain amount. If the issue is a $10,000 repair, they eat the cost. It prevents nickel and diming. The cap. This is the maximum you will ever have to pay back. Even if the company burns down, your liability might be capped at 10% of the purchase price. It ensures you don't lose your entire fortune over a mistake. By negotiating a high basket and a low cap, you create a safe zone. You can sleep at night knowing that your liability is boxed in. You aren't just selling a business, you are buying a limit of liability that guarantees your retirement stays funded.